Hello and welcome to eNews. I'm Shahan Ramkisoon. It's great to have you with us. Our top stories tonight. Family, friends and musicians pay tribute to ProKid at a touching funeral service in Johannesburg. The DA named Tshwane Mayor Solly Msimanga as its Gauteng Premier candidate for the 2019 national elections. The late ProKid's widow, Ayanda, says she'll always treasure moments she spent with the hip-hop star. Linda Mkhize, popularly known as ProKid, has been laid to rest today. He died earlier this week. Kaya Kumalo reports.
I really don't have many words. I guess all I want to say is that you are the most incredible gift that I've been given through this journey of life.
An emotionally charged send-off, as a letter penned by ProKid's widow, is read. Mourners say the late hip-hop sensation strove to ensure that everyone in his space felt at home with him. His brilliant ability to rap, especially in isiZulu, earned him the title of a lyrical genius.
When a person translates a whole culture, a whole American culture, Yama-Cypher, of underground, and he translates it and he puts it in a place and says, I'm from Soweto.
ProKid released his first album, Heads and Tails, in 2005. Soon Donkey San came into the scene. With every album he released, ProKid was able to keep his fans captivated, simply because of his ability to tell ordinary stories in an extraordinary way with songs such as Soweto, Wozobona, Ghetto Science, to name just a few.
ProKid really has paved the way for many hip-hop artists. In fact, he is the real Soweto #1 boy. He is the pro. He is the king of hip-hop.
His peers are planning to host a tribute concert later this month, and all proceeds will go towards the trust fund to benefit his 3-year-old daughter. They also announced a small victory.
We've also heard that THIS Records, the label that Pro is signed to, is going to be handing over the masters as our ProKid. Congratulations to that.
Mkhize has been laid to rest at Heroes Acre at West Park Cemetery. Kaya Kumalo, Johannesburg.
The Democratic Alliance is in full election mode. The party's announced Solly Msimanga will be its candidate for Gauteng Premier. It was decided at a 2-day meeting of the party's federal executive. Samkelo Maseko was there and filed this report.
The 2019 general elections are drawing closer and closer, with Gauteng being the political battleground for the 2019 general elections on who will govern this province, which is the economic hub of the country. The DA has put its ace on the floor with Solly Msimanga as its premier candidate.
It is indeed a great honor for me to accept the party's nomination to serve as the premier candidate for Gauteng in the upcoming 2019 elections. I am proud to be called and to know that I was born in the same province here. I am son of this great province.
The DA's premier candidate says he will be embarking on a listening campaign as of next week, which starts tomorrow.
And I'm looking forward to engaging with the people of Gauteng, to listening to what they have to say, and to making sure that we ensure that we bring better lives or better change to the life of people of Gauteng. I will be going, as I said, to listening to the people of Gauteng. I know broadly what the issues are in Tshwane. We'll be going across the other cities across Gauteng in listening to what the people want us to answer to.
DA leader Musiman says Solly Msimanga will, however, remain in his position as the executive mayor of Tshwane.
Solly Msimanga remains mayor of Tshwane, and we don't feel that there's any contradiction in the fact that he can serve the people of Tshwane and campaign to be premier.
Samkelo Maseko, Johannesburg.
Residents in Kanyamazane say they are ready to give Mpumalanga Premier Refilwe Mtsweni another chance. Last week, she was told to leave the area, but the ANC is sending her back to the troubled township tomorrow. The community has been protesting against plans to stop a project to fix homes damaged by hailstorms in May. Linda Kutle-Kulu has more.
It's been days of upheaval and protest in Kanyamazane. This is the entrance and exit to the area. It's been blocked off by residents and cleared by police for almost every day. The new week brings renewed hope that schools might reopen and that residents might re-welcome the Premier back to the area. She was booed and sent to her way, or rather sent on her way last week. The residents are adamant that months and years of non-delivery must now be acted upon. The time for talking, they say, is over. They need service delivery badly in this area and have vowed to step up their protest if this week does not result in a breakthrough. The Premier will come to the area again on Monday. If she gets the same treatment as the last time, the leaders in the area might have to revise their new plan. And who knows, that might just include bringing President Cyril Ramaphosa here. Lindokuhle Xulu, in Kanyamazane, Bombela.
The LGBTI community is one step closer to receiving fairer treatment. Parliament's Home Affairs Committee has unanimously agreed to amend the Civil Union Act. Current legislation allows Home Affairs officials to refuse to officiate same-sex marriages. Leanne Jansen reports the amendment aims to do away with that.
Section 6 of the Civil Union Act has come under much scrutiny of late. This follows a move by Cope MP Deirdre Carter to amend or scrap it altogether. A period of public comment into the issue closed in April. Under Section 6, a marriage officer is allowed to inform the minister that he or she objects to marrying LGBTI couples on the grounds of conscience, religion and belief.
If I want to get married to, for example, Willie Medisha, you have no right to refuse us of getting married. A Christian is not allowed to, for example, refuse to marry an atheist, for example. So now why can a government official refuse to marry same-sex couples?
Now Parliament is on the brink of making a groundbreaking move. Last week, Carter received 100% backing from her colleagues in the Home Affairs Committee.
The next process is going to be, we're going to actually meet as a steering committee. We'll be the chairperson and the department. Hopefully that will take place in the next 2 weeks. It will then go back to the committee so that we can get the memorandum of desirability. It will then be published again, and the public hearings would probably be a 1 or 2 day public hearing in Parliament. And hopefully it will be adopted and will debated and adopted in Parliament by October.
Ecclesia de Lange is a lesbian marriage officer with a story of her own. She'd taken the Methodist Church all the way to the Constitutional Court after she was suspended and axed as an active minister when she announced her intention to marry her partner. De Lange welcomes this move as a step in the right direction.
I think it's great. I think that Section 6 is absolutely blatantly discriminating against LGBTI people. It violates our human rights and our right to equality. And discrimination touches every fiber of your being. And it's absolutely shocking how LGBTI people are treated by state officials.
De Lange feels more education is needed for South Africa to become truly inclusive, and says the Constitution, which protects all South Africans, should be put into practice rather than just on paper. Leanne Jansen, Cape Town.
The state capture inquiry starts tomorrow. It's expected to look into the Gupta's rise to the pinnacle of the country's financial and political ranks. The family arrived in South Africa just over 2 decades ago. Judge Raymond Zondo and his team will look into the influence the Guptas had over former President Jacob Zuma's administration. One of the key aspects that's expected to be looked at is the appointment of Des van Rooyen as finance minister. Van Rooyen's brief stint in 2015 saw the currency plummet. Time for a short break, and when we come back, flags are flying at half-mast at the United Nations headquarters following the death of former Secretary General Kofi Annan. Welcome back. Spanish national Mario Yela will have his day in a trial court in Cape Town tomorrow. He's accused of murdering his 3-year-old twins. Leanne Jansen has more.
It's set to be a busy day at the Western Cape High Court with a series of high-profile murder trials set to proceed. Among them, Spanish dentist Mario Yella. He's accused of killing his 3-year-old twins Octavia and Maximo at a complex in Hout Bay last year. It's believed Yella had invited his ex-wife for lunch. Upon her arrival, he allegedly confessed to killing their children. She then found the twins in a room. Yella is also accused of trying to stab his ex-wife and fleeing the scene in her car. Yella's early attempts in the Wynberg Magistrates Court to evade trial backfired. He remains in custody since bail had been denied. It's unclear how many witnesses the state intends to call and whether his ex-wife will be one of them. Leanne Jansen, Cape Town.
To Zimbabwe now, where there are doubts if 2 South African lawyers will be able to represent the MDC alliance in a Zimbabwean court. The country's justice minister says they will need work permits. Now, the MDC is accusing the minister of interfering. It's now going to court to try to overturn the election results. Pindai Dube has more.
According to the MDC, they said they were very much aware that these guys need a work permit. But what they did is that they've put an application before the Justice Minister Ziyambi. They accuse him of sitting on the application. And they said it doesn't matter whether they get the work permit or not, but what they need is their guidance. He said they forwarded their names to the court, to the Constitutional Court, and they will be sitting in court on Wednesday, whether they get the work permit from the ministry or not. But they will be there to guide the team which will be arguing in court.
Flags at the United Nations buildings are flying at half-mast following the death of former Secretary-General Kofi Annan. The Nobel Peace Prize laureate passed away in a Swiss hospital at the age of 80 after a brief illness. Annan served as the 7th UN chief for almost 10 years and was awarded the Nobel Prize in 2001. Messages of condolences are continuing to pour in from across the world. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Family, friends and musicians pay tribute to ProKid at a touching funeral service in Johannesburg. And the DA named Tshwane Mayor Solly Msimanga as its Gauteng Premier candidate for the 2019 national elections. And ever thought of immortalizing a loved one or yourself? Well, now it's possible by turning hair into a diamond. Leanne Jansen tells us how.
Memorial diamonds have become a massive talking point in recent years. The process uses the cremated remains of loved ones to turn them into these gems. Even celebrities like the Kardashians have jumped on the bandwagon. Now you don't have to wait for a loved one to die before churning out a one-of-a-kind creation. A Swiss company with branches in South Africa offers this unique opportunity using hair and only 5 grams of it. The process for both memorial and living diamonds is similar. Both entail the extraction of carbon. Unlike ash, where the carbon content is 1 to 5%, hair holds a carbon content of around 50%.
We transform the carbon into graphite, which is an even purer form. We take and we transform this diamond and grow it atom by atom as it starts to crystallize under high heat and high temperature. And lastly, our last step, we take the diamond through a quality control process where we certify the diamond as well as cut it into your choice. And then it's ready for you to enjoy.
Kryn says the living diamond also makes the gem accessible to sectors of our community who, for religious or cultural reasons, don't cremate their loved ones.
We've broken down cultural barriers and allowed this product to be more accessible to more people. Your Jewish mother and father could, for example, for their 12-year-old's bar mitzvah, give them a present that is truly from their own self, and mom and dad can always be with them.
The process uses hydroelectricity, making it entirely eco-friendly. And it will cost a pretty penny, with prices starting at around $2,000. Leanne Jansen, Cape Town.
Not too sure how I feel about that, Leanne. From me, Shahan Ramkisoon and the rest of the eNews team, good night and thanks for watching.